Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Melissa and I'm so grateful that you've stopped by today. I hope you'll stick around. I'm sorry if this video is gonna be probably a little long. I'm gonna try not to. I had recorded one in my car earlier and there was just a lot of noise. It was this morning. Now I'm just on a brief break before I go back to another job because I'm very busy. And it's beautiful outside, but I figured to cut down on as much noise, except for that I have a window open, and distractions, that I would just film from my room. So I hope you'll stick around. Thank you to all my subscribers, everyone that has supported me and shares and comments on my channel. It's such a blessing to me, and I'm sorry I haven't been posting as often as I would like to. These messages are not always easy for me to put out, and finding the time to do so with my hectic schedule and changes that I've been having going on in my life has just made it a little difficult. So I'm happy that you've been patient with me and that you're still subscribed and that you keep coming back. So today's message is about hurt people hurting other people. And I've noticed a lot in my life that it's not just the narcissist that we look out for that do it. Because a lot of people just assume that it's going to be someone that's retaliating against someone to hurt them intentionally, or malicious means on why someone gets hurt. But really what it boils down to is the individual's wounds. Whether they are fully aware of those wounds, or could be even generational curses on them, on why they have the cycles of the patterns of behavior that they show, or how they treat others. They don't always know that they're hurting someone, or how to stop themselves from doing that, or just really being able to reflect on their behaviors. Sometimes somebody is still so wounded by something that they just become blind to how they react to it, the trauma of it, and how that could show up and how they could be affecting someone. And I know it's difficult when you deal with somebody that is so stubborn and doesn't want to heal in the time that you expect them, because we all come into each other's lives having no idea until at the specific time that there's a problem, or that you're affected by someone in some way because of the past and people that they've had in their life, and what lessons that they learned or didn't learn up to that point of you meeting. And I personally have seen this a lot in like my personal relationships, and or not just like intimate, but even friendships with people that struggle with addiction, and or my own life when I was a lot younger, and how I would cope with my own hurt, how I could have affected people negatively, because there was a point where I used to numb out by drinking alcohol. It's been 10 years since I've had alcohol, thanks to God. saving me from myself and the destruction that it was. I was using it because I am so gifted. I'm picking up other people's emotions and feeling others' pain and so many things that was too overwhelming for me at the time. And then on top of that, I went through abuse, and I just had a lot of my own post-traumatic stress and everything, like a lot of people, and I didn't know how to cope with those things. So I don't judge someone on how they cope. It's more of, are you wanting to stay in that cycle forever? Or are you gonna actually heal? Are you gonna learn to let those things go? And what's helped me the most really is that my whole life I've believed in God, and I know that as I've gotten older, I've just started focusing on what God would want me to do, and it's how I was able to break free from that cycle. And I surrender all of the things that I don't have control of, and that includes how others treat me, or the outcome of anything in life. And I just want to help people understand a little bit more on why these things happen. And God's just shown me that a lot of the reason that a lot of people stay in these hurt states is because it's not just them, but they can get to a point where they're being controlled by something that's unseen. Like the darkness. That there are spiritual things that are affecting people, and their mental health, their physical health, and just, of course, your spirit. And they don't see it, so it takes a lot longer for them to be healed, to be delivered from it, because they don't reflect on the things the same way like I had, where maybe I was able to a lot faster, or I'm able to give this kind of information to people that I know personally. I'm like a free therapist, but when it comes to spiritual matters and how all of this affects your soul and your long-term peace and happiness in life, and this journey that we all get to do. This is a present from God, even the struggles, that we are able to learn lessons and to love and just experience everything that life has. And I know that I've personally had to go through a lot of struggles, and I've had a lot of betrayal. I've had a lot of people never really understand who I was. They just were in my life for whatever they could gain from me, thinking maybe I was naive, but it's just that I'm very kind and open, and I don't show judgment to others. And I'm just not a typical people out there in the world. I don't gossip about people. I'm not just wanting to be in the it crowd. I don't do things for clout or money. Like, I work hard, and if I have any pride, it's in whatever God gives me the ability to do, but no more than that. I live my life as humble as I possibly can, because I know that I only am who I am and the strength that I have is all because it's from God and not from myself. That I only was able to overcome anything because He helped me. And I know that's the key for everyone, and surrendering to the will of God and whatever purpose that He has in your life, and any struggles that you have in life, and being able to heal from whatever you experience, because it's not always easy. You could have a lot of money and still have a lot of problems, a lot of mental health issues. You could have physical health issues. There's always just something that we all individually have to deal with, and there's, everything is for a season, at least. Doesn't have to be forever. And it's up to us to not dwell on the past. You can reflect on the past of what you've been through, but dwelling on it and letting what's happened to you hold you back from enjoying the present moment, and or planning for a future and enjoying all of it, and actually have learned from it to where those same cycles won't continue, is really the point. Why we have the past is for us to learn and not just be sucked into it and let it keep us from moving on, because that's really what the enemy, the devil, the demonic forces that are there, out in the world, that's what they want, is for you to just get hurt so badly that you just get stuck, and that you self-destruct in one way or another. Doesn't have to be with a substance that hurts you. Could be anything. Could be having problems with eating. Could be that you don't exercise enough. Could be that you just stress a lot about things, not getting enough sleep. That's key to your mental, physical, and spiritual well-being, is all of it. Having everything in balance. Getting out in nature. Walk on the actual earth with no shoes. Appreciating everything around you, and it helps. I know this, and that's how I stay grounded as much as I can, is getting out. It's just the natural energies of the earth, and the animals are there to help us stay balanced. And when something's out of whack because there's an excess of something or not enough, it can just throw everything off, right? So that's the key also, is just trying to be balanced and learning emotional intelligence, and physically what your body needs, and how to help others with those same things. Once you learn something, you should pass that on to someone. That knowledge should be free, and not just only certain people will give it away for, monetary gain. Like, I'm not getting anything for this financially. It's just what I'm called to do by God, is to just give out information that I believe 100% will help someone out there, if not many, many people. Even if sometimes some of my things I just go off track, like am now. But the point is that my heart is in it to help someone else, and for them to learn and to love themselves and forgive themselves for any time that they got off track, and where they didn't have the knowledge and know like it's not their fault, that there's not enough people out there sharing this information, that or there's literally people trying to block this kind of information from getting out because it's easier to control people spiritually if they are left in the dark. And then there's a lot of illusions and manipulation and lies, and a lot of things that's out there is corrupted and spread like it's fact. And it's really unfortunate. But I really hope that more people will learn to reflect on the past things that's happened to them. Number one, why I said hurt people hurt other people. And that they will learn emotional intelligence and learn to control themselves in the way that they react to others and whatever that continues to happen in their life, and to not make the cycle continue, to start treating people how you want to be treated. I don't think a hurt person wants to be re-hurt again, but it seems like unconsciously that's what happens, is they continue the cycle, and it's just seems endless for a lot of people. I hope that people will start learning better coping skills and turn to God. Number one, God will help with that. His word says a lot, and just reflecting, meditating on his word helps a lot. And try to learn from other people that have overcome something that you're going through. So maybe you'll get to the other side of what you're going through faster and not feel like the guilt and shame of it taking you so long, because that's a lot of what you're left with. Once you learn something, you just feel like, oh, well, why didn't I make this change sooner? Or why didn't I know this sooner? And some people are just so stubborn. They don't think that someone might know better than them, so they don't learn it right away until they hit rock bottom in some way. I call it a come to Jesus moment, when there's no way out but through him. That you've had everything just collapse in your life to a point where you just feel like you can't take it anymore and you need it to change, and you just don't know how. Asking God for that guidance is the key. God will reveal everything that you need that will help you achieve what his purpose is for your life, and that is to be fruitful, to multiply, to be healthy, to have prosperity, abundance, a long, healthy life, and of course, a relationship with him and eternal life at the end of this life. That's what he wants for you, to achieve your goals and to overcome all of these things. And the sooner that you learn that and surrender things to God, the creator of all of us, the easier it gets. At least I believe. Because even in all the spiritual warfare that I'm going through in life, or I've gone through, the attacks I've had to deal with, I've had stalkers, I've had people physically attack me, the lies and just craziness, people trying to commit fraud with my information, all kinds of stuff. I mean, I've dealt with just about anything you could think of where somebody is so messed up as an individual, like with their own issues, with, but then even it, you know, to add to it, then they have like jealousy or envy or some kind of hatred towards me for some reason, even if I didn't do anything to deserve for what they do, but for whatever reason, it's in their spirit. Their body jumped by these forces of evil that make them do things that just like seem pretty crazy. They could almost claim insanity because it's like they're possessed to do these things. And then, you know, as soon as that force is done with that vessel, they will leave and go somewhere else once the destruction has already been done. And then they'll be like able to be like complete denial of any knowledge of them doing it, because it's like they have amnesia. And that's what's really frustrating for the person that's been attacked in some way, is like, you know that it happened, but they might not even ever come to terms with their actions. They might never apologize if that's what you need. There might never be just any way of fixing what's happened. You know, making amends, forgiveness. Some people just won't forgive someone if they don't think that they are genuinely sorry for what they've done. And even they could go to jail or prison, and still never feel that like they did anything wrong, even if there are facts behind what they've done. So that's the hard part, to deal with that. But I hope that this message has helped. I'm sorry it's been very long. I have more I could speak on this matter, and I probably will on another day, but I hope that this is enough for you to reflect on, and that God guides you to whatever you need for your life, or someone you know that will help them when it comes to this, and other ways of healing and forgiveness and a better life. I really hope that you all will have a better life and find peace and happiness, and that's really what I want for all of you. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Please share, please comment, and subscribe. Till next time, take care of yourself, and God bless. Bye.